What's more important, protecting endangered mammals or keeping Maine's lobster industry out of danger? Recent court rulings favor the protection of right whales, and they're putting a squeeze on how and where lobstermen can go after their catches. Good evening, I'm Chris Costa. Zach Blanchard is off tonight. In the last 7 days, a federal judge said Maine's lobster regulations don't go far enough to protect northern right whales. And lobstermen found out nearly 1,000 square miles of offshore fishing grounds will be off limits during peak season. As News Center Maine's Jack Mulmud shows us, efforts to adjust these rulings may not be enough.
In Kittery, the lobster buyer is also becoming the processor.
What would you say, 15?
Yeah.
15 or so pounds.
That's how many pounds of cooked and shelled lobster meat these two women are processing per hour at Southern Maine Crab. Its founder, Jillian Robillard, says it's a new venture for her crew.
So we just got our licenses to be able to start processing small amounts on site. So that way we can make our own margins on the lobster meat itself and be able to get a little bit more money for the boats.
She's trying to save money for lobstermen who report getting bottom dollar for their catch.
This year's been really tough so far, given the prices of, all the daily expenses for the fishermen is so high. So we're really kind of banking on our fall season this year to pretty much give these guys 2/3 of their income throughout the year. And unfortunately with the closures and stuff from October to January, that's just not going to happen.
The closure she's talking about is the latest development in 3 lawsuits involving Maine lobstermen, 2 of which with recent rulings overturned in favor of environmental groups. Tuesday's ruling, which reinstates the closure of 1,000 square miles off the coast of Maine in federal waters between October 18th and January 31st, is good news for environmental groups trying to save right whales. But bad news for people like Tyler Turner, who fished that area.
That's going to be catastrophic. It's going to be crippling.
Turner's been fishing since he was 10 and says the only relief would come from being allowed to fish during peak winter season.
I just want to be able to go to work. I can relieve myself. I just need to go to work, and I can't have people telling me where I can and can't go.
Congressman Jared Golden, who's been outspoken in defense of lobstermen, says the data doesn't back up the ban, which plaintiffs argue is designed to save right whales.
How do you justify that? How do you talk to them about a government that will regulate them to the tune of tens of millions, hundreds of millions, even put them out of business to protect an endangered species when they don't even have any reason to believe or cannot prove that there's been any fatalities related to those communities and to the fishing that they do?
The Area 1 closure is now back in the hands of Maine state courts, who originally got rid of the ban last year. In Kittery, Jack Mulmud, News Center, Maine.
Now, while it's true no right whale deaths have been linked to Maine lobster gear, NOAA officials have said Maine did not require lobster gear to be marked until 2020, meaning there was no way to tell if ropes on right whales came from Maine lobstermen. They also add that most right whale deaths go unobserved.